Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you how to get into your Weebly account, how to make changes to your website, and I'm just going to be showing you a whole bunch of stuff. It sounds hard, but it's super easy. I'll try to explain this the best that I can. First of all, you're going to need to go to a website. It's called students.weebly.com. Once you're right there, it'll ask you to sign in. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to sign in. So put in the username and password that you got from your teacher. Alright, after you first log in, you're going to be able to get to here. It's going to say choose your website domain. So I'm going to put right in here planetgym.weebly.com. Planetgym, and I'll call it 2015. And I'll push continue. Now this is the website designer. You see that your elements over here kind of hide, and you need to be accessing these a lot. Enlarging it doesn't make it big enough that you'd want it big enough. You can click this is what we call the hamburger button. Click on the hamburger button and then click full screen, and students.weebly.com will go full screen. So from here, what we can do is we can start building our website. So we're going to start off by talking about pages. Your pages are up here, similar to how you would navigate a normal web page. And to get to different pages, you just click the pages button, and you can add pages over here. Now we see that the free plan is limited to only 5 pages, so plan accordingly. If we add a page, we can see that we have 3 options. We have external link, which you more than likely shouldn't need to worry about. We have a blog post, which we'll get into in a minute. Standard web page. After you add a page, you have some page layout options. We can always come back and customize these later. It's just nice to get them out of the way. So for example, I'm going to add one. I'll call it contact, and I can change the page layout right here, whether I want a short header, tall header, no header, a splash page. Click on save and edit to exit the page editor and get back to your front page. So now this is my page here. I want to talk a little bit about publishing. Publishing is this button right here. And this is how you're going to go ahead and publish your site so the viewers can see it. So I'm going to click on publish. This is just the first time that it's going to ask me, hey, are you sure you want planetgym2015.weebly.com to be your website? I'm going to click on continue. It may ask us a few times. You can either check the box, do not ask me again, or just select from the drop down your website type. So I'm going to select business and push continue. And here we go. It's going to go ahead and publish my site onto the internet, and if I click this link, provided I have the password, I can view my site. I'm not doing this in a specific order. I'm just kind of doing a whole bunch at one time. I want to talk about inserting a YouTube video. So if we're talking about a YouTube video, I have this video that we did in our STEAM class that I would like to import to my website for some strange reason. So there's a few ways I can do this. One of the ways, the only way that I'm going to show you, is to just drag in the YouTube element. So drag and drop it right here. And then what you're going to need to do, it'll guide you through doing this. It'll come up and say, okay, add a video. So if you just click, it'll say the YouTube video URL. And I can come back here, grab the URL, provided that I have permission from the owner. This is my video, so obviously I have permission. Control-Z is the copy shortcut, Control-C as in cat, and then Control-V as in Victor to paste it. So here we go. Now I have it pasted in here. I can change some advanced settings, whether I want the size to be, so let's say I want it small. There's small. I can have it to the left just so it looks a little bit more, official. And my viewers, I've also enabled them to at any time click on the full screen button and view the video full screen without any of the distractions. I want to talk about pictures a little bit, inserting pictures. So I can drag the picture or the image element right here over, and when I drag and drop, it opens up a file browser where I can go and I can find where my file's at, and this is where I can go in here and I can grab my picture. So I'm going to grab it. So I'm going to import this picture of my sister and I. And you see it uploads it, boom, it's right there. I can just resize this at any given time using the little blue square. I can reposition it if I want it down there, if I want it over. Now did you see how I did that? This is going to cover kind of the dividers type area. If I want this divider right here, this is the divider. If I want this divider, I just kind of drag whatever I want next to whatever I want it next to. So for example, I'm going to drag and drop this text element I'm actually going to full screen my Weebly using the hamburger button, and I'm going to click there to add text, and I'm going to say my text. Obviously you would put something more official, but that's all we'll do for now. So now what I can do is I can just drag this right next to whatever I want it next to, and you see that it imports it, and now I have columns, and I can do this as many times as I want until obviously we run out of space. I wanted to talk about inserting a map into your website, so I can just drag in this map element here. Simple drag and drop, you know, super easy. Drag in this map element, and you see here we go. Now I have this awesome map. Thinks I'm in San Francisco, I'm not. So in order to change that, let me go over that again. In order to change that, I clicked on it. You see it brought up a map with an address field, and then I can put in the address as being, I can put in the address as being North Platte, Nebraska. I can have the zoom. I can change the zoom here. So if I want it to be super far away, I can set that so it just kind of shows the whole world there. Super close, I can set that as well so it'll show right there. I'm going to keep mine on a 10. That looks pretty good. I can change a whole bunch of different settings here, or you can mess around with these, the latitude and longitude. You know, you can really get accurate with this. Let's say we want to have your email as a button. I thought I might also mention something about changing from page to page. Right now I'm editing my contact page. If I wanted to edit my home page, I just simply do a click on it, and then I can now edit and drag and drop as many elements as I want onto my home page. But let's talk about email. So I'm going to go back to my contact page. Obviously this is where I would have it. And I can add an email button in order to email me, or to email me, obviously. So I'm just going to scroll down over at my Elements tab. If I scroll down until I find the structure, you can also just click on this little button right here, the second button, and drag in the word button. I know I've been saying that a lot, button. Drag in the word button. Depending on your theme, you'll have different colors. If you click on the button text, the word that says button text, I can edit the button style, have it be small or large in different colors and small in different colors. I think I'll just leave it maybe on this black. I like that black. Center it, you know. I can have it linked to a link. This is where you would set it as, like, for example, your email address. So I could go in here and I can go, my email address, for example, we'll just say planetgym2015@icloud.com. That'll be my email address. Save, and there we go. Now for example, let's edit the actual button text. So without even needing to click on it, I can just walk right up to it, select it, and click, say, maybe click here for email. And now if my viewers were to click on this button, they would be linked out to my email. One thing is to be sure, especially if you're playing around with these other ones, let's say, for example, you type in the website URL, but somehow the standard page gets clicked, or a file or whatever. Make sure that you have the one that you selected clicked, then just push save. You can also just remove the link entirely, so unless, for example, you didn't want it to link to anything, you could just remove it. Let's say, for example, this is my web page, and it looks very cluttered, you know, it doesn't look very professional. I think that by having a line spacing right here, so all of this stuff gets moved down a little bit, and having one right here, I think it would look pretty darn good. So in order to do that, I'm going to make it full screen again, and I would come over here to the Structure tab again. This is where we're going to be spending most of our time here. Come over to the Structure tab, drag and drop the divider right underneath. And you see that blue line is where it's going to actually drop it at. I'm going to drop it there, and you can see now we have a little divider. Let's say, for example, I wanted this divider to be bigger. Now, when I say bigger, I mean the white space right here larger. I can go spacing above, and I can make it extra large. Spacing below, I can make it extra large as well. Now you see we have this huge divider. I think that looks pretty good. Let's talk about changing your URL once it has been set. Now, don't think that you only have to set it one time and that's it. You can change it at any time. To do this, just click on the Settings tab. From the Settings tab, you'll see your web URL. Follow it over and click Change. Here, you're able to change your web URL. Also, it's worth noting that when you're in the process of making your web URL in the first place, if it does say taken on there, so if I back up 2015, it says taken, somebody else has already made that website. In order to save what you changed, just click Save. Let's talk about the business. Let's talk about the business name. This is my site right up here. This is the text. I can select this and I can call it Planet Gym, and we'll say 15 at the end. I hope I explained things fairly slow, and I hope you learned something as well. We'll see you in the next video.